What's going on, everybody? American Football Network here with another video today. And today we're bringing you our Boston College preview and prediction video. But before we get started, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Make sure you check out the podcast, the website, and our College Football Roundup channel. Those links are in the description. Help me hit that goal of 900 subscribers by the end of June. We're getting close to that monetization point. But let's go ahead and get started with today's video. So Boston College went 3-9 last year, 2-6 in the ACC. Jeff Hafley, in 3 years as coach of Boston College, has gone 15-20. Not very good for him. Things were looking up in 2021 with Phil Jurkovec, but that did not go over very well. Now they lose the big-time wide receiver Zay Flowers last year to the draft, so they're in a pretty tough spot heading into the season. But let's go ahead and jump into their schedule. So they start off the season with Northern Illinois. They get that game at home. I don't think there is much discussion needed for this game. I think they easily win this game. Northern Illinois, not a very good team. I don't think there needs to be a whole lot of talk about this one in particular. I think Boston College should win this game pretty easily, and Emmett Morehead should get a nice little start working into the season here. Then in week 2, they get Holy Cross. This one needs even less discussion than NIU. I think another easy win here, another easy step forward, baby step in for Emmett Morehead in this offense, which they do return 8 starters, but they lose a lot of key pieces. They return basically the entire offensive line, a tight end and running back, Pat Garwo, the third, who only ran for 402 yards last year. I believe he got some injury issues there, but definitely needed some guys to break out at receiver. I think these first 2 weeks are a time to kind of figure out that receiver room before heading into week 3. Whenever you get Florida State at home, I think this game is a loss, and I don't think it's going to be particularly close. You lost 44-14 last year against Florida State. I think Florida State is better than they were last year, and I think Boston College is worse than they were last year. Losing by 30 last year, I think you very easily could lose by just as much, if not more. I just think Florida State is much more talented, much more figured out than Boston College is. But who knows that if LSU comes in and beats Florida State by 17 points week 1, that may throw Florida State off, and Boston College may have a chance in this game considering it's a home game. But I just don't really see that in any way. I think Florida State wins this game by at least 20. Then you go on the road to Louisville. I think this game, again, is a loss. This is a team you beat last year, 34-33. But I do think Louisville, is not gonna do that again. They get new head coach in, Jeff Brom from Purdue. He gets reunited with his old quarterback, Jack Plummer, who was at Cal last year. You have Jawar Jordan back at running back. So, I think Louisville will be a little bit better this year, and it's on the road at Louisville. So I do think that Louisville will get the win here over Boston College. Then you get Virginia at home. I think you lose this game, and I have you losing this game strictly based off of quarterback play. I think Musket for Virginia is a better quarterback than Emmett Morehead, and I think that he will play better. And I honestly just think that there's a little bit more talent on that Virginia team, despite them having an awful year last year under Tony Elliott. I just think Virginia is a little bit of a better football team than Boston College is, and so I have Boston College losing this game. Then you go on the road to Army. I think you lose this game as well. I just don't think this Boston College team is physically matched enough to go up against a team like Army. I just think Army is going to bully them around and run all over them. West Point is going to be a decently tough place to play, considering all the students are required to go to the games. So they're going to have a good crowd there, mandatory crowd there. So I just think it'll be a bit of a tough atmosphere. I think that Boston College is a good team with a shot to win. Has a good chance to win this game against a somewhat evenly matched Army team. But I do think that Army just is going to be too physical for Boston College, and we'll get the win. So another loss for the Boston College Eagles. Then they go on the road to Georgia Tech. Again, I think this is a loss. I think Brent Key, brought a little bit of life somewhat to that Georgia Tech program that Jeff Collins kind of, took away. I don't think Brent Key is necessarily the long-term answer for Georgia Tech, but I do think that Georgia Tech is in a better spot than Boston College is right now. They have Haynes King at quarterback. I think by this point he's going to be well in the system. He's going to be set in to the system, worked his way in. And with this game being at Bobby Dodd Stadium in Atlanta, I do think that the Yellow Jackets will get the win over Boston College. Then they get UConn at home. I have this game as a win, but look out for UConn. They had a solid season last year with 6-6, I believe. This is a team that, could push Boston College a little bit in this game. Although I do think Boston College will win, it is definitely a game on the schedule to look out for, not necessarily a guaranteed win. Then you go on the road to Syracuse. I think this is a loss. Syracuse is just a better team than you are. With Garrett Schrader at quarterback, he's going to be the big difference maker in this game, making plays at quarterback that Emmett Morehead just isn't going to be able to make. And so I think that gives the Orange the advantage in this matchup. Then Boston College gets Virginia Tech at home. I think this is a win. I think Virginia Tech is in an awful spot right now. I don't like where Virginia Tech's at. As bad of a spot that Boston College is in, I think Virginia Tech's in even worse of a spot. And, with this game being at Boston College, that gives them, a little bit more of an edge. So I do think Boston College will win this game. Although if it was at Virginia Tech, I may have that one flipped. Just because Virginia Tech fans show up no matter how good the team is. They're there and they are loud, but I do think Boston College will win this game. Then they go on the road to Pittsburgh. I think this is a loss, but this will be an interesting matchup. You play your old quarterback from last year in Phil Dracovic. If this was a home game for Boston College, this would be a little interesting, but it is a road game. They go to Pitt. I just think Pitt is a much better football team. I think most people would agree with that. I don't know how you couldn't. Just much more talent offensively and defensively. I think Pitt will control this entire game and probably win by 2 touchdowns or more. Then you close out your season with Miami. I'm not very high on Miami going into this season, but I do think that they're better than Boston College. They have Tyler Van Dyke, and I think him alone is enough to beat Boston College. I just think Boston College is a bottom feeder in the ACC right now. They need to really get recruiting up, probably a new head coach. I don't really think Hafley is the answer. And then, I just think Miami just has too much talent, to be honest, against Boston College and better coaching under Cristobal. Now, how much better coaching, who knows, but better coaching, I feel like, at Miami than at Boston College. And so I think Miami will get the win there. And that ends Boston College's season. And I have them going 4-8 and 1-7 in the ACC. So again, not another good year at all for Jeff Hafley. As that would if he does that, that would bring his record at the school through 4 years up to 19 and 28. So not good there at all for him. Maybe gone after this year. I think he's potentially on the hot seat. But that wraps today's video up. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Help me hit that goal of 900 subs by the end of June. I appreciate all of you guys watching, and I'll